It arrived on a humid Tuesday morning, looking like any other piece of mail. But to me, that white envelope was a golden ticket. My first credit card, a symbol of adulthood and freedom. I ran my thumb over the embossed numbers, feeling the weight of the plastic. It wasn't just a tool, it felt like power. For the first time, I felt like I truly belonged in the economy. I sat there for a long time, just staring at it. I imagined the things I could finally buy, the progress I could make, and the dignity of being able to pay with a swipe. My first purchase was a simple shirt. It wasn't expensive, but the feeling of the cashier handing me the bag without me counting physical coins was intoxicating. I felt seen, respected, and finally modern. Then came the little things. A coffee at a nice cafe, a small treat after work. These small joys felt earned, even if the money wasn't technically mine yet. It was so easy, almost too easy. Each transaction felt like a small victory. I wasn't just Thiago from the neighborhood anymore. I was a man with a line of credit. The card gave me a confidence I never knew I lacked. Late at night, the world was just a click away. In the glow of my phone, the prices seemed small, especially when split into 10 installments. It felt like I was winning the game of life. Walking the streets in my new clothes, I felt like a new version of myself. I projected a success that I believed would eventually become real, as long as I kept moving forward. I didn't notice the subtle shift in my habits. The card was no longer for emergencies or progress. It had become the bridge between the life I had and the life I wanted others to see. It started with the scrolling. I'd look at my banking app and see a list of small installments. 10 reais, 80, 50 there. Individually, they were nothing. Together, they were becoming a mountain I couldn't ignore. The reality of my salary hit me every time I sat at my desk. On one side, my study papers, my hope for a better job. On the other, the screen showing how little I actually had left. In the mirror, I still looked the same. I kept up the appearance, making sure my clothes were clean and my smile was ready. But behind my eyes, the pressure was starting to build like a storm. I took a photo for social media, leaning against a wall, looking carefree. People liked it. They thought I was doing well. But as soon as the screen went dark, the fake smile vanished. Nighttime became the hardest. The blue light of the phone was a constant reminder of what I owed. Every notification felt like a tiny heartbeat of panic in the palm of my hand. The first big bill sat on my desk like a physical weight. I didn't even have to open it to feel the tension in my chest. I knew the math didn't add up, but I wasn't ready. When I finally pulled the paper out, my stomach dropped. The numbers were larger than I imagined. The interest, the fees, the endless list of things I barely remembered buying. It was all there. My eyes scanned the page again and again, hoping I had missed a decimal point or a credit, but the total remained the same. It was more than my entire salary for the month. I grabbed my phone, fingers flying over the calculator app. I tried to subtract, to move money around in my head, but the result was always the same. I was in deep trouble. I set the bill down and just stared at the wall. The silence in the room was deafening. How did a few small joys turn into this suffocating cage? I felt completely overwhelmed. I pushed the bill to the corner of the desk, trying to tell myself it wasn't that bad. I just needed a little more time. I tried to find some forced reassurance in the quiet. Days passed, and the bill remained there, unopened and ignored. It was a ghost in the room, a silent judge of every choice I made. I thought ignoring it would make it disappear. Then the notifications started. Ping. Your payment is due. Ping. A late fee has been applied. Every sound from my phone made me jump, a digital lash against my peace of mind. I finally muted the app. I couldn't handle the constant reminders. I walked around with a tired, heavy expression, pretending the silence meant the problem was gone. But the app still showed the truth. Whenever I did check the balance, the number had grown. Interest was a monster that never slept. The easy installments had turned into a debt that felt impossible to repay. The weight affected everything. I found myself hesitating in the local grocery store, staring at a bottle of shampoo. I had a credit card, but I couldn't afford the basics. Back in my room, the air felt thin. The walls seemed to be closing in, as the reality of my financial trap became undeniable. I was breathing tensely, trapped by a piece of plastic. There it was, the card. It sat on my desk, looking so harmless. But now I saw it for what it was, a subtle trap that I had walked into with a smile on my face. I looked in the mirror one last time before the change. I saw shame and disappointment. I had let a plastic card define my worth, and now I was paying the price in peace. Late one night, something snapped. No more running. I pulled the bill back to the center of the desk. I was tired of being afraid of a piece of paper. I opened a notebook and started to write. I wrote down every cent I earned and every cent I spent. Seeing it in my own handwriting made it real, and strangely manageable. I listed the installments, the interest, and the necessities. I was stripping away the illusions. It was painful to see how much I had wasted on things that didn't matter. The math was hard. It meant no more cafes, no more new shirts, and a very tight budget for a long time. But for the first time in months, I felt like I was back in control. I looked at the final total. It was a huge number, a heavy hit to my pride and my future plans, but I didn't push it away this time. I looked it in the eye. I leaned back and took a deep breath. The debt was still there, but the fear was starting to fade. I had a plan. I had clarity. The journey back would be long, but I had started. The early morning light began to fill the room. I sat by the window, the notebook resting on the desk behind me. I was no longer the boy with a golden ticket. I was a man with a map.